welcome back to Use Code Jam's online Bits and Bytes lessons. Today we are switching to a new online coding platform called Beetle Blocks. This is a little different than what we've worked in with the past. It's actually coding 3D objects in, it's basically a 2D space, but we're going to work on 2D and 3-dimensional objects in this unit. So today's activity, we're going to start out pretty basic, and we're just going to try and draw a 2D square so we can get used to the interface and see what's possible, because it looks a lot different than both Scratch and Snap for users that have done that. So let me go ahead and bring up that workspace. So in a new tab, I'm going to go over to beetleblocks.com. Right. So now it's loaded. There's two ways to get to the interface here. You can click on this Run Beetle Blocks button right here or Run Beetle Blocks up here. Either one will work. You can also take some time later and come back and look at these other activities made by other people, so other things that have been built. There does tend to be a lot more code with some of these, and you have to kind of train yourself with how to work with them, but they're really cool to see in action. But like I said, today we're going to start off pretty basic, just to kind of get used to this interface. Okay, so this will look pretty familiar. We have our drawers over here, different types. I think about the same as what we had in Snap, 8 different kinds of drawers. We have our screen or stage over here with some different views you can have included, what you can have showing on your graph here. So let's take a look real quick at this. So typically we just do, we've just been working with a 2D space, which has been X over here and Y. Well, now we're adding this Z component, which is going to be up. So it kind of, this is what we're looking at. So it's, it will give it more of that lifelike appearance or the real world appearance. This could be helpful if you guys wanted to design something for 3D printing. I think there's a way to connect this to certain softwares for that. But obviously we don't have that capability. We're just going to be working with the code blocks. So as usual, we want to set up our starting event. So we're going to head over to that control drawer and grab this when green flag clicked block. And I just want anyone watching to know that this interface, I don't know if it's just my computer is too new for it or what, but it is blurry. So if you're like, why is the screen blurry? The interface itself is pretty blurry. If you have an older browser, it might not be that way, but it is in this video because my browser is a little newer. And I'm actually going to zoom in. Let's see if we can zoom in here. Okay, so I'm going to make my blocks a little bit bigger just so that they're clear on the video. All right, the next thing we're going to do is get a reset block. So what this will do is when we click our green flag over here, it will clear off what's ever already drawn in the stage there. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is start drawing our shapes. So like I said, we're going to just draw a square. So we're going to go to shapes. And you want to get this block that says start extruding curves. And then you're going to use the drop down and change curves to lines. And then we're going to make that side 5 steps or 5 units long. So we're going to go to the motion drawer and get a move 1 and change that 1 to a 5. And then we're going to tell it, we're going to go back to this shapes drawer and tell it to stop extruding. Okay. All right, so the last thing we're going to do is make that right angle turn so we can draw another side. So you're going to go back to the motion drawer and get a rotate Z by 15 degrees, and we're going to have it change 15 to 90 because a right angle is 90 degrees, and that's what makes up a square. And we're going to leave that set to Z so that it's up off the grid. So it will be drawn, even though it's a 2D square, and technically on our screen we could draw it so it looks like this against that flat motion. And maybe I'll demo that for us later in the video. We're actually going to have it so that it's drawn up here in the air. So we're going to do the long way real quick, and then we're going to do a shortcut, I think. So the first way we're going to do this is we've drawn one side, we need to draw 3 more. So we can right click on this start extruding block, and you're going to get this duplicate menu, or this secondary menu with duplicate on it. So you're going to click duplicate. If you're not sure how to right click, if you're using a mouse or a trackpad on your laptop or a desktop computer, you're going to go to the right part of the trackpad or the right button and just click down once. If you're on a tablet, you're just going to hold down on that start extruding block for a couple seconds, and then this menu will pop up. So we're going to go to duplicate, and we're going to do that 3 times and attach it each time. So we have this big old block. Okay. So there was a faster way to do this, but let's test this out real quick. So we're going to have that, and actually that is drawn there. So if I wanted, I could put this in 2D mode so that we weren't messing with the the Z as much, since we don't need it. I'm not sure how to zoom out in my screen. But you can kind of see it there. If I declick that, we can see it a little bit better. Deselect that. So again, we did that same step 4 times. If you've coded with us before, you might have already figured out there's a much faster way to do this, and that's by using a repeat block. So I'm going to come to the very first start extruding block and pull this code off to the side, and then go to the control drawer and get the repeat 10 block and attach it to reset. I'm going to change that 10 to a 4. And then I'm going to come down, and on this block we threw off over to the side, I'm going to get this last start extruding block so that it grabs everything underneath it, and put that inside the repeat block. And then to get rid of code here, it's a little different than scratch and snap. You're going to click and drag it over here to the drawer, and then just release it. Okay. Alright, so we've simplified our code, which means it's taking up less memory and space in our computers or wherever we store our program. And then we're going to go ahead and do the green flag. And because I already had a square there, it was hard to see, but it does change colors there, or it does redraw itself. Some adventure modes you guys could do was try to draw a triangle, or maybe try and draw a circle or a rectangle using some of the blocks we've done today. You can play around with the colors. So maybe just change the color one time, or you can try doing random colors when you draw. There's a couple of things that you guys can do just to get used to the environment that we're in here. If you're looking to sign up for live sessions, we're going to go to youthcodejam.org. And under our Jam at homepage, you're going to go to Bits and Bytes Online. And we have all this stuff going on. So this is being recorded early. The current series we're doing right now is Puzzle Club. When this is live, it will have other dates up here. But basically this link, this button right here, will always take you to the registration page, no matter what unit we're on. We're going to teach from 4:30 to 5:30, Mondays and Wednesdays. The recorded videos and activities will be available at 5:30. This is all in Central Time, by the way, afterwards. And we're just going to continue to be here for as long as we can. We have plans through December, and we hope to see as many people on our live sessions as possible. They're definitely more fun than the recorded videos, and I think you guys get a lot more because you get to explore with instructors there to help you out. You'll see the last month's worth of activities underneath. So September's, this will all be cleared off. We'll start featuring October's work here in case you guys want to go back and look. But even after we clear off these videos for the month, they're always available on our YouTube channel. And you can go back and you can see, here's the entire playlist, going all the way back to March when we first started doing things online. So there's lots of activities you guys can try out, lots of different platforms, a lot of Scratch in there, some Java and Python, but not a lot. Most of it is block coding. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today, and I hope to see you again.